I want to dive into the Decision Desk 2024 crosstabs because specifically when you look at Republicans, former President Donald Trump, 60% of Republican voters are backing former President Trump to be the standard bearer in 2024. This is a race for second place. 11% for Ron DeSantis, 10% for Nikki Haley. So all of these other candidates, Chris Christie, Vivek Ramaswamy, when they get out of the race or if they hang on, how do they impact the race for second place? President Biden, his approval numbers, he's got a 42% approval rating amongst all Americans. Just 16% of Americans strongly approve of the job he's doing. But dig deeper into the crosstabs, and you get 74% of Republican voters who strongly disapprove of the job that President Biden is doing. And only 45% of his own party approves of the way that President Biden is conducting his time in office. Specifically with independents, President Biden has a problem amongst independent voters. Think Maricopa County, Swing County, and Arizona. 35% of independent voters strongly disapprove of the job that President Biden is doing. And let's take a look now at the economy, specifically as it relates to what's going on with inflation and crime and all of the border. And when you look specifically at inflation, it's all about inflation. 54% of Democrats concerned about inflation. 47% of Republicans concerned about inflation. 55% of independents, inflation. Inflation, inflation, inflation. It's something that the administration has to grapple with. But Trump's numbers have traditionally been higher. Global conflict, it's what everybody in Congress is talking about. And what is the biggest threat facing the United States? It's China. 43% of all voters rank China as the top priority of the threat facing the United States. That's more than Russia, North Korea, and Iran combined. And when you look at it by party breakdown, 56% of Republicans say that China is the biggest threat. 40% say China for independent voters. But look at this. 33% of Democrats listed Russia. 32% of Democrats said China. So Democrats are a bit divided in terms of whether China or Russia is the biggest threat. It's impacting the conversation. So that's what's happening with global conflict. But when you look specifically at one of the hot button issues, TikTok, and whether or not it should be banned, take a look at this. It's a generational divide. 30% of Americans aged 18 to 34 strongly oppose a ban to TikTok. But the older that they get, 25% of voters ages 35 to 55, regardless of party, somewhat support a ban of TikTok. And baby boomers ages 55 and up strongly support 35% margin a ban on TikTok. A fascinating look when you look at these Decision Desk crosstabs just to see how that is impacting not just what the candidates are saying on that debate stage, but also what voters are thinking about throughout the country.